In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up automated weekly reports. So these allow you to send out exports of the actions for the coming week and the coming month in one simple email. First thing you need is a parent and child app setup. So in this example, we have a projects app, which keeps track of all of the projects that are ongoing, and then a linked actions app, which has the actions for those specific projects. So to start off, you'll need to go into the child app. So in this case, that is the actions app. And we recommend that you have something to show that the action has been closed. So this could be a simple bit field at the bottom saying that you've closed it. It could be run off of a status or stage of completion. But what we have here is a bit field, which I've called closed. And I've run this off of if the actual date is not equal to nothing, so if there is a value in the actual date close, then it is true, else it is false. So when there is no date in here, it is still open, and then as soon as I put in an actual close date, it's marked as closed. So once that's been set up, you can then know whether the action is closed or open. So for the automated weekly and monthly reports, we're going to send the actions that are due that week or that month. In order to do that, you need to have some kind of target completion date, which we have here, target date close. So this will mean that you know when the action should be closed off. And you'll need to find the week of the year that this target date is in, so that you can run an expression saying if the target date is this week, then send out an email. And the same for the month. The first thing you'll need to do is create a new number field called week of date close. So all I've done here is call it week of date close, and then in the expression you want a week number expression. So week num, and then in the square brackets the ID of the target date close. In this case is just date close. So this will pull back the number of the week that the target date is, so 50. And then you need to do the exact same thing but for the month as well. So month of date close is a new number field, and the expression is the month this time and then the exact same ID of the target date close. So this will bring back the month of date close. So this will tell you the week and the month of when the action should be completed. However, you need to have something to compare it to the week and the month now, so that you can run an expression knowing whether it's due this week or this month. So to do that, you need to have a date field with a date now expression. I've called this one today's date, and then you need to set up two more number fields, and that will be week now, which is week number of today's date, and then month now, which is month of today's date. This will pull through the month now and the week now. Now you can use two bit fields to find out whether the week now is the same as the week of the target date close, and the month now is the same as the month of the target date close. So as you can see, I've got this week here, which is a bit field run by an expression. If week now equals week of date close, then true, else false. And then the exact same structure for the month. If month now equals month of date close, true, else false. So this will mean that the bit field is ticked anytime that the action is due this week or this month. An easy way to group together all of the records that are due this week or this month is through a report. And you can use a base filter for this. So what I have done is created a new report for actions this week and actions this month. The way that I've done this is I've just copied the standard table report here and then renamed them. So if you have a look at actions this week, I've called it hidden export. The report fields are the same, but the base filter is if it's not closed, closed equals nothing, and if this week equals true. So this means that any actions that are closed won't show up in this report, and any actions that are marked as to be done this week will show up in this report. So next thing is to make sure that it is hidden. This is just so that you can use this report in an export without all users seeing it. Then the exact same for actions this month, except the base filter is closed equals nothing, and this month equals true. And again, the visibility needs to be hidden. So now you've set up all of the fields and the hidden reports in the child app. So now you'll need to go into the parent app. The parent app of projects. So I've created 2 number fields here, actions for this week and actions for this month. These will count the number of actions linked that are due this week and this month. The way to do that is through a child expression, so the child expression is a child count because you're counting the number of child records attached to this one project. It's the actions app, and then you can see we've got 2 filters here. This week equals true and closed equals false. This will mean that any actions that are due this week but that are not closed will be counted. And then you want the same for the actions this month. And the filter is pretty much the same, but this time it's this month equals true and closed is false. Similar to the actions app, you will want some way of knowing whether this project is closed. This is so that you don't get emails every Monday morning or the first of the month telling you that there are actions due for a project that has already been closed. So the way that I've done this in this one is the percentage complete is a Harvey Bull multi-state here. So if it's not at 100%, then the project is not closed. So this will be used in our filter for when we're sending the export. And the other thing is that you need to make sure you have the key stakeholders in the record. So I've just done a grid field here of stakeholders, which is just person fields. So that means I can go through and add in all of the stakeholders, and using a person field in a grid field just means that it's compact and in the same place, and because it's a person field, it's linked to any user, so the system already has their emails on file. So this means that myself, Carl, Max, and I put myself twice, will get an email in the export. Next thing you need to do is create a templated export. So this will be tailored to whatever app you have and whatever information from this app you want. So I've created 2 here, this month's actions and this week's actions. Create a templated report, call it this month and then this week, and add in the document at the bottom here. The last thing to do is to create the workflow. So you'll want 2 workflows, weekly and monthly. Both of these are run from a schedule. So we'll go through the weekly first. So the trigger is a schedule, and it's going to be triggered on, I put this as when I created it, so let's say Monday, at 6 a.m. because that's before people will be working, so the email will be in their inbox by the time they get to work. You repeat every 1 week, repeat on particular days, so I've done it every Monday morning. This will mean that at the start of the week, people are aware of what actions need to be completed for different projects. For the filter, this is where the percentage complete Harvey Bull comes in. So I've said if the percentage is not 100%, so if it's not closed, and the actions for this week is not 0. So this makes sure that you don't get emails through with actions attached that are not actually due for this week. So this is from the child count. And then we've got send email. As you can see, I've got the stakeholders from the grid here. And then I've also put myself. Attention, project, and then the title has actions to be completed this week. So I've got the title and then the link, and then I've attached the export here. You need to do the same thing for the monthly actions, but this time the schedule will be, Again, probably 6 a.m. Repeat every 1 month and repeat on specific days of the month, so the first. The percentage complete is not equal to 100 and the actions for this month are not equal to 0. Then I've used the same template. It's just that I've changed the wording so that it's month rather than week, and then I've attached the monthly report. This will therefore mean that every Monday morning you will get an email through for any projects that have actions need to be completed that week, and then for the first of the month you'll get an email through for actions that need to be completed that month. Thank you very much for watching. We hope this has helped.